you want to learn how to make connecting statements with your spouse. It's
Right.
so important to be able to connect with the speaker and be able to say, wow, is that what it felt like to be you?
Right. Or, I can really understand that you would feel that way. Note that we do not have to agree or be saying that if this happened to me, that's how I would
Mm-hmm.
feel. We're acknowledging the validity of the other person to have their very own thoughts and feelings,
Mm-hmm.
and that you should be okay with that. And so it doesn't have to make sense. As a matter of fact, when you put a male and female together, it probably won't make
Right.
sense. And so those things that are delicate to the female heart, or the things that are respectful or disrespectful to the male heart, or all the things that are involved in male female, probably isn't going to make sense to you.
Right. And just to be able to say, wow, that looks like that was a very painful or very uncomfortable situation for you to be in or to feel that
Yeah.
way. That must have really hurt.
Can you imagine talking to a 5-year-old who's afraid of the dark and saying something along the lines of, well, that's dumb. There's nothing to be afraid of. But we do that to our spouse if we invalidate what they just shared. Wouldn't it be better to say to a 5-year-old, for example, "Wow, I'm so sorry that you're afraid. Let's turn the light on. Look around. Talk to them about it. Help them overcome the fear." Or anybody else that you would talk to. Do we shame them because they don't think like me, or can we accept somebody who isn't me?
Many times I thought about David in the Psalms and how many times that he was pouring out his heart to God and just saying about how difficult his experience was in different cases. And then, you get the idea God's just hearing him pour out his heart.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't necessarily mean that God saw his experience the same way that he did, but God was able to hear what he was praying.
Right. But so many times as the listener, we hear what the speaker is saying as an assessment of ourselves. This is where we get practice in being a stronger person. We get the ability to hear things that are not always easy to hear. And that's a mature thing for a person to be able to do. To be able to say, you know what? This is my truth, but may not be your experience of what happened. I'm not going to demand and dictate to you, you have to be just like me or you're not okay.
Yeah.
But we have to be able to hear something outside of ourselves.